It's Week 14 of the National Football League. And we'll get a look at the Penguin, Jalen Waddle. He's one of the league's best, currently third in the NFL in receiving yards. It's the Saints and the Lions, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Detroit Lions and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They've handled all covers through the first 3 months, a perfect 12-0.
Yeah, they're 3/4 of the way to a perfect season, and now's where it really starts to get into your mind. We'll see if it affects their play in any way.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
In the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. Fields it right around the goal line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And a look here at their signal caller, the 5th-year quarterback.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now, he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 16 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown.
In a perfect world, they'd run the ball the same way they did last week, but against the #1 rush defense in the league, they're going to have to find a different way to move the ball. Maybe they start throwing it early and come back to the run.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Richardson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. The rushing numbers for Pollard last week, very, very strong, well over 100 yards.
He should get the ball early and often here, too. I mean, when you're riding the performance of last week into this game, his confidence level has to be off the charts. Go ahead and keep feeding him.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards there on the catch and run. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Here's a 2nd and 7. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
They'll run with Pollard. Pat Surtain up to make the play. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Operating from the gun. Brenner. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And the Saints are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Up the middle they go. Pollard, and he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Tony Pollard, that's his 19th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Saints will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And they are back to 500 now. The win last week, their 3rd in a row. And the question, is this run coming too late to make a difference in the playoff race?
Great question. They definitely still have some work to do, but I think a lot of folks were writing this team off about 3 weeks ago, even some of their own fans. So I suggest you put some extra shocks on the old bandwagon because this team is rebounding.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Richardson to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. So possession goes over here on the punt. Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. As of this moment, as pretty much everyone knows, they sit alone in that top spot, but nothing is guaranteed. They haven't even clinched the playoffs. So a good start, but a long way to go.
And you know, a blunt veteran inside their locker room has stood up at one point or another and said, you know all this means nothing so far. We've got to cover this, get it done. What do we want to be? It's like winning a title in August, right, in preseason. Doesn't count. Let's go ahead and get this thing done.
From the gun on third down. Brenner, throw right side, caught by Davis. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They'll run on first down. Pollard. And some space here. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 50 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
First down, and it's Pollard again. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On the draw, it's Pollard. And he stopped immediately there. They need to get this to the 24 on third down. Looking to throw. Brenner. Toward the sideline, it's complete. An athletic grab, but still well short of the first. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will extend their lead even further. So a touchdown on their opening drive and 3 more here, and it adds to their first quarter lead.
Yeah, everything's going according to plan so far because the offense has moved the ball, defense able to do their job, and here the special teams unit comes through with their contribution. A field goal to make it 10-zip.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Saints are going to take possession of the football. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, second down. They go back to Pollard on second down. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, say, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Throwing on first down. Brenner. This is caught. And the Saints are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
Pollard. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in.
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, fullback. It takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
To try here for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. So an early advantage now, and a good one. 17-0 our score as they kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So here come the Lions now. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. They begin with Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Richardson on the bootleg here. And that one into the hands of Brown downfield. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way, because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
First and 10, Richardson looks to throw it. It's caught. Here's Langford. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. $17-0 our score after 1. The Lions with the... On second down, here's Henry. And he'll get it down here to the 43. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Henry. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. On second down, it's Richardson to throw it. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Richardson shotgun on third down. Dance, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up fourth down.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Here's Jordan Stout now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Offense back out there, and we shine the spotlight on the Memphis man, Tony Pollard. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. To throw from his end zone. Brenner. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Off the play fake. Brenner. That pass caught. It's Williams. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Now this throw caught left side. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. The partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night 38-24 to the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of 85. But then they never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, partner, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 1972, that team. And you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one to get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's 3rd year playing under the great Don Shula, and they were motivated to keep that franchise's record intact.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Here's Pollard again. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 87 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
It'll be a handoff to Pollard, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That is incomplete. The Saints on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career, that draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
Pollard going to try the right side, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Pollard again, fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And who's got it? The defense does. They recover it in the end zone. That'll be a touchback, and the scoring opportunity turned away.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Henry again on 2nd down. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. This is brought in at the 21. Offense back out there, and we shine the spotlight on the Memphis man, Tony Pollard. He's had it working pretty well here in this first half up until that last drive when he put it on the turf, Charles.
So I don't think they want to overreact to that fumble, because now you've got a guy that's played so well. You don't want to take him and limit his effectiveness by worrying about it too much. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if we saw him next week at meetings. He'd have a football with him at all times.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Brenner. It's caught on the right side. Williams. From the gun on 3rd down. Brenner. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
Well, they've certainly gotten him involved in this first half, and on 3rd down, they looked his way again. And what a delight for his quarterback to find him and keep the drive moving.
Now a give here to Pollard. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down. Brenner. It's caught by Davis. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 34-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Run for Pollard. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Off-play action. Brenner. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. And he's going to get this down near the 25. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Brenner. Swinging this out for Pollard. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. He connected on his first, this from 41. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call. They're opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Time for another look at this Lions offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Now it's Richardson. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 1st and 10. Here's Richardson with it. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Now Richardson yet again. And that'll be incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. On 3rd down, here's Richardson. He dumps it off for Henry. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now is the punter, Jordan Stout. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this will be taken at the 13. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Brenner. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll find Gabriel Davis. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. So another on-target throw, and that last one, Charles, going to put him up over 5,000 yards passing out for the season, and that is not an insignificant number.
Indeed it is not, because this is not a big list, and most of the guys on it, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino.
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Pass interference. Defense. Oh, man, you can't do that.
Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, there'll be marginal yardage against them.
And he'll be brought down at the 27. Second and 4. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you get...
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And to be frank, Charles, probably not too many people surprised at how this one turned out.
Yeah, I don't think so at all. I mean, they're such a good football team. They were at home. You know, you walked in and you looked at the advantages and you saw that they had most of them. It'd take a lot to try and even it up. I just thought 2 words for this ball game: methodical and predictable. And both of them came together.
So for the Saints, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Detroit, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers.